What's up guys, this is Beast Motorsport. This is my 2013 E92 M3. Is this the craziest E92 M3 that you've ever seen on YouTube? Probably not, but it's a pretty sick car, and I bet it's up there with one of the craziest M3 builds that you've seen. I've done a lot of videos with this car, but I've never done an extensive walkthrough, kind of going through all the different modifications and talking about them. So that's kind of what we're going to do today. Okay, so these door cards are from Hard Motorsport. The last that I heard, Hard Motorsport is not making carbon fiber parts anymore. So I think they are still making them in a PRP material, so you can still get these door cards. They're just not carbon fiber anymore. So these door cards, there's a lot of trimming that you have to do to fit them. So, you know, this was quite a lengthy install process to install both of these door cards on this car. I did the install myself, a lot of trimming to get them to fit. And then also, as you can see, you have to cut in all of these switch panels. So for this window switch panel and the side mirrors here, you have to cut this in, but it came out pretty well. There's not a ton of room behind the door card, so I removed the big speaker that's right behind here, and basically this sits in that hole where the speaker used to go. And then they do give them to you with the door handles cut out, but you still have to do a little bit of trimming there as well to get the door handles to function. But yeah, I love these. I think I saved about 20 pounds total, so about 10 pounds per side. But they look awesome. People comment on these all the time and ask me what kind of door cards these are or who they're from. The only problem is Hard Motorsport doesn't really make these anymore. But they are really nice and they work well, and they saved weight. So that's what I'm all about, saving weight. Except on myself. I need to go on a diet. So the driver's side and the passenger side floor plates are from Carbon Tech. I put these in because when you remove the front carpet, you're losing your dead pedal on the driver's side. So you need to figure out some way to rest your left foot as your, dead pedal position. So these floor plates kind of solve that. I did the passenger side just to clean it up and make it look nice. But the passenger side is not necessary. But when you remove the front carpet, you do have to kind of account for that and figure that out. Steering wheel here is from KMP. I love this steering wheel. I love the feel of it. The size is perfect. It feels very race car. I'm a big fan of the KMP steering wheel here. And then I just did a BMW emblem. This is just like a kind of like a little raised sticker that I think kind of completes the look and makes it look cool. The driver's seat is from Sparco. It's a Circuit 2. I'm a pretty big guy. I'm 230 pounds, so I needed a bigger seat. But I love how much support this seat provides. You can see the side bolsters are just absolutely massive. I like the halo top option here as well. These harnesses are from Scroth. These are 6-point harnesses. The adjustment on these is really nice. The passenger harness and the driver's side harness are different. This adjustment with the lap belts is very nice, and you can get it really tight, where you can't do that as well with the passenger side harness that I have. The passenger side is also Scroth, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. But this harness right here for the driver is really nice. You can get it really tight. You can get the lap belts really tight. That works really well, and this provides a ton of support and just locks you in really nicely. I mention on the seats, the seat mounts are from Bray Kraus. The Bray Kraus mounting brackets for the seats are amazing. I had the Recaro seat brackets in here to begin with, but they're extremely heavy. I think one set of the Recaro seat mounting brackets was about 30 pounds. These Bray Kraus are about 10 pounds. So I saved weight by going with Bray Kraus. They integrate the lap belt hooks over here, so you can see that the lap belt just hooks right on to the seat bracket itself. And then also the sub belt underneath that this hooks onto is also integrated into the seat bracket as well. So it's really convenient. It saves weight. Bray Kraus has some amazing seat mounting brackets, some of the best that I've ever seen. Shifter is from CAE Racing. I had the PSD solid mounted shifter in here before. I absolutely loved it. It was great. It's very similar to the CAE. The only reason I went with the CAE is I was trying to do everything that I could to figure out why my transmission was giving me problems. So currently my transmission is popping out of third and fourth gear. Oh. Put it out there. Still got second. And over the course of the last year, I've been trying to fix it and figure out why it's happening. And so going to the CAE shifter was just one of those things to check off the list and just make sure that it wasn't the shifter causing any of those issues. So the CAE is really nice. The fit and finish of it is just beautiful. It functions really well. Unfortunately, my transmission is just shot. So it's not really the CAE shifter's fault. I love this thing. I am going to be going with a shifter style mounted sequential from Tractive. So I'm a little sad to lose the CAE, but obviously I'm pretty excited. I'm going to have a shifter sequential, which is pretty badass. But yeah, the CAE has been great. I do love it. It's a beautiful piece. Really, really nice. You can see a lot of these carbon fiber sheets that are filling holes. Again, trying to save as much weight as possible. I even removed the cup holders and filled it with these carbon fiber sheets. Removed this right side passenger vent, filled it with this carbon fiber sheet as well. The radio has been removed, and this main front vent here has also been removed, and I filled those with a sheet of carbon fiber. This bracket right here is the Garmin Catalyst, so this is the lap timer that I use. So I solid mounted it back to where the radio used to be bolted. So this is bolted to basically the radio frame, and then it's hardwired into the fuse box. So this install right here is pretty clean. I ran all the wires through the old cup holder that I removed and then filled it with this sheet of carbon fiber, but it's a clean install. I put the Garmin Catalyst screen right there. I can see it when I'm driving. I can pull the screen off. I can review the footage and look at all my lap times. But I really like how I mounted this. It's super clean. It looks really nice. It's professional. It's kind of out of the way. This was a really good install that I'm very happy with. Another sheet of carbon fiber is right here to remove the glove box. So I removed the passenger airbag, which is up underneath the glove box, and then I removed the glove box itself. I want to say when you remove the glove box, you're looking at about 10 pounds, which is quite a bit. And then the passenger airbag that's up underneath there is probably another 15 pounds. So you're looking at about 25 pounds to remove both of those. You could just leave this as an open hole, but it's pretty easy to fill it with a sheet of carbon fiber, and you'll notice it just kind of disappears and it looks really good. So there's that as well. This is a Recaro SPG XL seat in the passenger side. I had one of these in the driver's side as well, but I'm a big guy and I really wanted something a little bit deeper to lock me in, and so that's when I went with the Sparco seat. But this Recaro SPG is awesome. Same thing, the Bray Kraus seat mounts on this side as well. If you come in a little closer, you can see the Carbon Tech foot plate as well. And then that little storage bin on the left-hand side here. This is just something that I purchased off Amazon, and I basically just bolted it into the metal of the car. When you remove the glove box and you remove everything in the interior, you have nowhere to store anything. So that at least allows me to store the registration and a few other random things. So I got this little storage net right here. That's pretty cool. That install came out pretty well. Here's the other passenger side door card over here. Just one single window switch that needed to be cut in. But again, these look really nice. So this cage is from Mumbre Motorsport. He did the cage for me. It came out of Germany. It's painted Brembo yellow, or as close to Brembo yellow as I could possibly get. I think they call it Porsche Speed Yellow. But this is a half cage. It's bolted into the car. It's not welded. Eventually, when I run full carbon doors, I will have to do a full cage. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I think I might just add on to this cage to complete the full cage. But yeah, this cage is great. It allows you to run the harnesses. I've got 2 fire extinguishers hooked up here. We've got a Bray Kraus fire extinguisher mount for this guy, and then we've just got the little Element fire extinguisher over here. And that is about it. You can see that most of the metal that was exposed when I stripped out the interior on the car has now been painted the BMW Le Mans blue. So basically I masked everything off myself. I painted it. I ordered BMW Le Mans blue wet paint, which was an actual BMW paint code in a rattle can, plus a clear coat in a rattle can as well. And I spent many hours masking everything off and basically applying multiple base coats of the BMW Le Mans blue and then multiple coats of the clear coat. But it really cleans up the interior, gives it that finished, nice look. If you've ever seen one of these cars completely stripped out that doesn't have any paint or anything in the interior covering the metal, it looks pretty dirty, pretty messy, pretty exposed, which is fine. You know, it's a race car, it's a track car, but I really wanted to take the extra time to kind of clean it up, and I'm happy that I did. It really looks nice in here, especially when you look in from the outside. It looks like a clean race car, and so I really like that look. I think it's worth the time to go ahead and mask it, paint it, clear coat it. I probably will have to do it again whenever I do a full cage in the future, but maybe not. We'll see. I might not have to paint the interior again. But I'm really happy that I did the paint, and I think it came out really well. It looks great. Go. So that's pretty much all the modifications and everything that I've done to this car. I've owned it for about 3 years. I've loved it ever since. I started tracking it probably about 2.5 years ago. And as anybody knows, it's an addiction. You know, you get out on track in one of these cars and it's just it's a black hole after that. You just love it. You're always chasing that high. But like I said in the beginning of the video, this car is about 3,000 pounds with a half tank of fuel and no driver. Stock, this car was probably about 3,600 pounds. So I've pulled about 600 pounds out of the car over the last few years. I did it in stages. You know, the first stage, I think I pulled the stock seats out and I pulled all the, you know, the crap out of the trunk, put racing bucket seats in, felt a little bit of the weight loss, and wanted more. You know, these cars really shine when you get the weight out of them. They handle so well. The S65 V8 engine is a perfect amount of power when you can get the weight out of these cars. So about 3,000 pounds, man, this thing is just an absolute weapon. It is a good car. I do have some bigger plans for this car in the future. Obviously, we're doing a tractive shifter style mounted sequential to replace the broken transmission. So I'm really excited for that. I decided to do the shifter style mounted versus the paddle shift option because I really wanted to just be able to reach over and just feel those gears. So I'm really excited for that. Right now, this is about 3,000 pounds, half tank of fuel, no driver. Future plans to get even more weight out of this car would be to do full carbon fiber doors, carbon fiber trunk. The carbon fiber trunk would have an integrated carbon wing, carbon fiber dash for the interior to get rid of the stock dash. So right now the car still does have the AC and heat and all the wiring for it. So I would do a carbon fiber dash, I would remove the AC, I'd remove all the wiring. Hopefully we would also then be able to thin the wiring throughout the car because I've removed so much stuff, so there's so much wiring in here that's not needed anymore. And so I need to kind of thin it and I need to remove that wiring to save weight as well.